Hello students, welcome to Mathematics Point. Hope you all are doing great. In our today's video, we will learn about how to find the solution of a quadratic equation by completing the square method. So let's move ahead without any wait. Now, you know that the general quadratic equation is given by ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Now, why we call it as the completing the square method? Because in this method, we complete the square in order to find the roots of a quadratic equation. So there are some steps involved. What is the first step? The very first step is to make the coefficient of x square equal to 1. In this equation, you see that the coefficient of x square is a. So in order to make the coefficient equal to 1, what we have to do? We will divide both sides by a. What is a? A is the coefficient of x square. So what do we get when we do so? Ax square divided by a plus b over a x plus c over a is equal to 0. Now what you see, a cancel with a. Now we get x square plus b over ax plus c over a is equal to 0. Now you see that coefficient of x square is 1 right now. Now what is the next step? The next step is to transpose the constant term, that is c over a, on the right hand side. So when we transpose this term on the right hand side, what do we get? We get x square plus b over ax is equal to minus c over a. Now, what is the third step? In the third step, we will complete the square on the left hand side. Now, in order to complete the square on left hand side, we have to add half coefficient of x and its whole square on both sides. Right. Now, let us see what is that, which is equal to half. What is the coefficient of x? Coefficient of x is b over a. So multiply b over a and whole square. So what do we get? It is the square of b is b square. The square of 2 is 4 and square of a is a square. That means we have to add b square over 4a square on both sides of this equation. So let us do so. What do we get? X square plus b over ax plus b square over 4a square is equal to minus c over a plus b square over 4a square. Now, if you see on the left hand side, this is nothing but the square of x plus b over 2a whole square, isn't it? Completing the square. We have completed the square on left hand side. Let us come to the right hand side. Here we will take the LCM of these two terms, which is 4a square. When we divide 4a square by a, we get 4a. And when 4a is multiplied with minus c, we get minus 4ac. What do we get here? When we divide 4a square by 4a square, we get 1. And when we multiply 1 with b square, we get b square. So what do we get? X plus b over 2a whole square is equal to, I can write this as b square minus 4ac over 4a square. Now this square will go to the other side and will become the square root. So what do we get? We get x plus b over 2a is equal to the square root of b square minus 4ac over 4a square along with plus minus sign. Now let us calculate the square root of this factor. B square minus 4ac, it will remain as such under the square root. But what is the square root of 4a square? It is 2a. So in the next step, what do we get? We get x plus b over 2a is equal to, with plus minus sign, b square minus 4ac under the square root divide by 2a. Now in the next step, this term will go to the right hand side. And what do we get? Now when this goes to the right hand side, it will become negative. So minus b over 2a with plus minus sign, b square minus 4ac under the square root divide by 2a. Now as you can see, these two terms have the same denominator. So we can combine them. It will become minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac under the square root divide by 2a. Now this formula will give us the roots of the given quadratic equation. This method is known as completing the square method. Let us summarize this method. So in this method, what do we do? First of all, we have to divide all the terms by a, which is coefficient of x square. In the next step, we will move the constant term, that is c over a, to the right hand side of the equation. In the third step, we complete the square on the left hand side of the equation and balance this by adding the same value to the right hand side of the equation. Then we take the square root on both sides of the equation, and then finally we subtract the number that remains on the left side of the equation to find the value of x. Let us understand it better with the help of an example. Let us find the roots of 2x square minus 5x plus 3 equal to 0 with the help of completing the square method. So, what is the first step? In the very first step, we will divide each term by the coefficient of x square, which is 2. So here I will write divide both sides by 2. So what do we get? X square minus 5 over 2x plus 3 over 2 is equal to 0. What is the second step? In the second step, we transpose the constant term on the right hand side. What do we get? We get x square minus 5 over 2x is equal to minus 3 over 2. Now, in the next step, we complete the square by adding half coefficient of x. What is the coefficient of x? It is minus 5 over 2. So minus 5 over 2 and the whole square of it. What do we get? It is minus 5 over 4 whole square, which is equal to 25 over 16. That means we have to add 25 over 16 on both sides. So let us do that. What do we get? X square minus 5 over 2x plus 25 over 16 is equal to minus 3 over 2 plus 25 over 16. Now, if you see the left hand side, it is nothing but the square of x minus 5 over 4. And on right hand side, if we take the LCM of 2 and 16 is 16. So 2 times 8 is 16. 8 times minus 3, that is minus 24. 16 times 1 is 16 and 1 times 25, that is 25. So this becomes x minus 5 over 4 whole square is equal to, what is that? It is 1 over 16. Now this square will go to the other side and will become the square root. So we get x minus 5 over 4 is the square root of 1 over 16 with plus minus sign. So we get x minus 5 over 4 is equal to, what is the square root of 1 over 16? That is 1 over 4 with plus minus sign. Let us solve it further. So we get x minus 5 over 4 is equal to 1 over 4 and x minus 5 over 4 is equal to minus 1 over 4. Now it will go to the other side. It will become 1 over 4 plus 5 over 4, which is equal to 6 over 4. And we can simplify it and it will give us x equal to 3 over 2. Let us solve it here also. So from here we get x equal to minus 1 over 4 plus 5 over 4, which will become 5 minus 1, that is 4 over 4. So x is equal to 1. So that means x equal to 3 over 2 and x equal to 1 are the roots of given quadratic equation 2x square minus 5x plus 3 equal to 0. So this is how we find the roots of quadratic equation with the help of completing the square method. So hope you understand the method of completing the square. Thank you for watching my video. Please share and subscribe my channel. Bye bye. See you next time.